What's game one?
Game one.
I already know what it is. I'm just trying to set you up here.
Okay, Friday. Oh, it's a good one. 8 p.m. Eastern. Number 3 UConn at number 22 St. John's inside R.J. Lewis Garden. We gotta reach back to the good times. We got to reach back to the good times.
A year ago?
Yes. We got to reach back to the good times. This R.J. Lewis Garden tonight. You can watch it on Fox. UConn -1.5.
I will be there. Let's go. Let's go.
I think that's a squirrel.
UConn, Johnny's. A lot of great stuff attached to this game. This is only the second time ever. Credit to Mike LePray, new comms director for the Big East. This is the second time when the Big East has had 2 teams meet in February or later, and each team has 1 or fewer losses in league play. The only other time in the history of the conference, that's a stunning stat. The only other time in the history of the conference has happened, Rick Pitino was involved. February 2nd, 2009. Number 1 UConn met Rick Pitino's Louisville Cardinals in the Big East at Freedom Hall. That is pre-Yum Center.
I was raised on the Metro Conference. You don't have to tell me anything about Freedom Hall.
Yes, but this was a Big East game.
But you don't have to tell me anything about Freedom Hall.
I understand. The Huskies won that game 68-51. Let's hope this one's much more competitive. At MSG specifically, when these 2 teams have met in their history, UConn has won 15 times. St. John's has won 14 times. They can tie up the all-time series at the Garden between these 2. It is the 9th time these teams have met while both have been ranked. In the 8 prior meetings, 4 wins per each side. So one school will take the edge tonight. And this is the 3rd time ever they have met at the Garden specifically while both ranked. At the Garden while both ranked. The last time, most recent time, January 30th, 1999, UConn top ranked beat number 9 St. John's 78-74. And then before that was back in 91. So we just don't, the stage we're going to have tonight, we just haven't had a lot. At the Garden, ranked UConn, ranked St. John's. Let's get it done. And beyond that, you've got gaudy records. UConn a projected 1 seed. St. John's trying to bump up and get closer to that 4 seed territory, which with a win here, it would have a viable case in my opinion. St. John's hasn't won 3 in a row against UConn since 2000. It can do so if it wins tonight because it won both a season ago. UConn is 12-0 in Big East play for only the 2nd time ever in program history. It started 14-0 in 95-96. Shouts to Ray Allen. I'm keeping an eye on Reed-Ejiofor in this game. He leads St. John's in points, nearly 16 a game, and boards, 7.5 a game. Assists, yes, Zuby leads the team in assists. Speaks to my next point after this, 3.3 dimes per game, and he leads the team in blocks. He's obviously, by far, it's not even close, the most valuable player on this roster. Terrace Reed versus Reed-Ejiofor, big man battle matchup. Really looking forward to that. Reed has the best field goal percentage of any team of any guy that's playing in the Big East this season, 65% per game. So want to see those 2 go head to head. And then the point guard battle, or potential lack thereof. Silas Demery has been outstanding this season for UConn. He is at this point the best distributor in the conference at more than 6 dimes per game. We know what he can do defensively. I'm fascinated to see what he can do in this kind of spot. And for St. John's, you know, how much is Dylan Darling on the floor in this one? How much they rely on Isaiah Sellers to run the offense here? Dylan Mitchell, I maintain, might be their best player at ball handling and passing combined, but that's just not what they ask of him. So Pitino's going to have to get creative. I cannot wait to get in this building. Last year, I want to say it was like 65-35 Johnny's, maybe 60-40 Johnny's fan split. Obviously, UConn fans are going to try and flood Store South as much as they can. Incredible vibes all around. Can't wait to get there. I'll do post-game HQ, of course. I will take UConn to win, and in doing so, cover here. I think the line you said was 1.5. Give me the Huskies to keep it up, but I do expect a close game. Like, I think we get to the under 4 media timeout, GP, in the second half, and the game is up for grabs. It's certainly what I'm hoping for, and so many others. Can't wait. What do you think on the game?
Well, as I wrote in the top 25 and 1 on Friday morning, there are games this weekend, multiple games this weekend featuring higher ranked teams against each other, but there's nothing more compelling than this. This is as good as it gets. You got 2-time national championship coaches. One's already in the Hall of Fame. The other's on his way. You know, there's enough of a personal thing there that makes it interesting. It's not quite Pitino Calipari, but it's something.
It's something there. Pitino actually tried to downplay going into this game And he was actually complimentary of UConn when he was doing it. Everyone knows the deal here. This is the premier game for the league. The league needs this game. It needs these coaches. It is a rivalry. He can downplay it all he wants. He and that coaching staff desperately want to kick the crap out of UConn.
There you go. The Huskies have won 18 straight. They've been incredible. The Johnnies have won 8 straight. And, yeah, some of it is the byproduct of a weak Big East not presenting serious challenges too often. I mean, half the league is ranked outside of the top 80 of the net. And so this is the first time either of these teams have played a team like this in a while. So that's part of why it's so compelling. As for the pick, I thought through it. I thought through this.
It's a tough one for you, for sure.
It's a tough spot for me. There's no getting around it.
And no getting around it at all.
I could jump back on, you know?
A man with real character, morality, and principle would.
All right. So
well, you've never claimed to be any of those things.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a lot of things, but I wouldn't start the list with those words. So I thought through it. I could jump back on the St. John's train. This would actually 8 games ago would have been a good time to do it.
Yeah. You are on the platform and the train is bye-bye.
I jumped off the train. I jumped off the train and tried to crash it. All right. And I was doing all right. Seriously.
Yeah.
So some of this is a byproduct of just the weak Big East doesn't give them consistent. That's how you remember last year, how I think I said something along the lines of the problem with the ACC isn't that Duke has that conference record.
Yeah, I gotcha.
It's that Louisville and Clemson have those conference records. That's the problem. Duke should be this good, but they maybe shouldn't. I don't know if St. John's is really as good as a team that could win 8 straight in a power conference, but they are by definition a team that has just won 8 straight in a power conference. Some of it is because the power conference is weak relative to the others and half the leagues outside of the top 80 of the net. But here's my point. If you trace it back to January 6th, barttorvik.com, I'm a data sorter. You can run the numbers. Where do you think St. John's ranks in that stretch? January 6th, you're going to know they're 8-0 in that stretch. They're 8-0 in that stretch since January 6th. Where do they rank in the country?
5th.
13th.
Okay. I gave them too much credit. My fault.
13th, and UConn's right there around them. So that at least suggests we could be in store for something good tonight. I thought through it. This would be an opportunity for me to jump back on. But then there's going to be that graphic, and it's going to say GP and St. John's. And just as soon as UConn wins by 11, I got. This is your last chance. It's this or never. No, I will always have the preseason top 25 and 1 if I need it. I will always have the preseason top 25 and 1 if I need it. I think the smarter play here is for me personally. This is just for me personally. I think I take UConn, and then if St. John's loses, UConn wins, I just say, yeah, I told you this 8 games ago. I told you what was going on. All right. I got off the train because I told you what was happening here. All right. And then if St. John's actually wins the game, well, then it's just like, all right, I guess I was wrong. But I mean, all you're in my mentions every day telling me UConn's the greatest program in the history of the programs. So like, I just assumed they could knock out little old St. John's. So I guess I was wrong for believing the best program in the world could get the little old St. John's victory. So I think that's where I'm at. I think in UConn. I got to protect.
Sounds like a bulletproof argument to me.
I'm protecting my peace. I'm protecting my peace and my mental health. I'm taking UConn.